Hi, my name is Stephanie Leotsakos, and I am the composer of Young Goodman Brown. This opera was a special collaboration between myself and the Perspective Collective, who commissioned the work. We were at first inspired by the repeated cultural and social relevance of social, political, and religious trends presented in American historical stories. Nathaniel Hawthorne's short story Young Goodman Brown, though published in 1835, accounts an ambiguous but historically inspired fictional story about similar matters set in 1690s America in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Three darker events from Puritan history, the Salem witch trials of 1692, the Puritan intolerance of the Quakers, and King Philip's War, are all referenced in his short story. My aim in my short operatic adaptation of the story attempted to do these references musical justice in the dark tone and harmonic style of the work. My aim was to also capture the perplexing and confusing psychology and spiritual distortion the story presents from the perspective of both the main character, Young Goodman Brown, as well as that of the audience experiencing the story simultaneously. The unique style of music that this story drew out of my imagination was a first for me. It took an unusual amount of time to write than usual for me, and it was a very different process of construction than I had ever really experienced before. With so many past and present layers of themes combined in this famous short story, I felt both the weight and the connection of that history when working on this project. The more time I spent with it, the more layers unraveled, and it was a very deep process. The result is that the musical themes, harmonies, and rhythms are very collaged and layered as well in short form. I drew deep inspiration from the music of one of my favorite American composers, Charles Ives, who in fact wrote a movement in his Concord Piano Sonata, composed between 1840 and 1860, around the same time Young Goodman Brown was first published, 1835, titled Hawthorne. But I didn't quote themes from that movement. What you will hear is quoted themes from Ives's movement titled The Alcots, built into the opera. The Alcots itself, because Ives was a huge collager himself, quotes the missionary chant, Ye Christian Heralds Go Proclaim, from 1797, which I also included in the opera because it felt right, and only further tied for me the numerous historical and thematic layers of this opera together. Presented to a modern audience, my hope is that hearing this story repeated in a musical adaptation might bring to light new layers of contemporary relevance to you and to us as an American society. I truly hope you enjoy our opera, and thank you for listening.